Bimal, a lot of people keep cribbing about the fact that mobile signals are not good and I can never get it. But the expectations are extremely high of mobile systems. We expect it to work at 30,000 feet above the ground and 30,000 feet below the ground as well.
Well, this is exactly the expectation which drives us, as I mentioned as well, entire workforce, which is 30,000 strong. Indirect employees, 2,500 employees, strive towards making sure just one thing, that these towers are fired up 24/7 and giving the service to our customers the way they should.
What are the challenges that you faced? I mean, we've seen several times that there are disasters, there are natural disasters, there are calamities, sometimes there's a power failure, but somehow the networks seem to work when it really matters. And I'm sure you've had several interesting examples of how you overcame those situations.
Oh, this happens all the time, and I think life is never dull when it comes to those moments as well. But I would like to take you to one of our taglines, which I think we certainly believe in, and that's where we live our Indus values, which is putting India first as well. And I think a lot of companies are actually taking a route towards that as well. And here is our differentiator, that every time there is a calamity, I think the heroes within our company rise to provide this coverage. I'm reminded of, and you would remember, few years back, I think it was 6 years back, we had a complete grid failure in North, and even the Delhi Metro actually stopped. You would recall a picture which came in the newspapers, wherein the entire metro station was empty, and there was one person standing and using the mobile phone. There cannot be a bigger satisfying moment seeing everything went to a standstill, but we as a telecom provider or telecom passive infrastructure provider was actually firing up those base stations to make sure that the grid comes up well as well. That's our role. This
also means a very tremendous effort on logistics to ensure that fuel reaches all your telecom tower locations, and there's never even a 10-minute gap before the fuel runs out and the next set of supplies come in.
Absolutely, and with India being a power deficit country, this makes it even more exciting. Recently, I was in Uttarakhand, and if you drive around those areas, you will realize that you have to tilt your head up to see where the towers are. And if you try locating the road towards that tower, there would be none. And I did that. It would probably take you 30-35 minutes of a steep climb to even reach the tower. Now, to fire up the tower, to keep the tower alive is not an
it's
science.
A daily task for you.
Absolutely, it's not a science. It's become an art now. How to make sure that the logistics of that tower is maintained, and that's how I would say Indus Towers has optimized all such nooks and crannies to make sure that the end users get coverage 24/7, and that's what we are happy about.
Tell us a little bit about the technology that you've used, because from the time when mobile services began in India almost 2 decades ago to now, I'm sure the technology which is being used at the tower, at your locations, it has transformed quite a bit. Are we at the cutting edge yet, or do you think there's still some distance to go?
Well, we are actually at par at this moment, which means what we used to construct, let's say a decade back, is not what we are constructing now as well.
How is it different? If you can give us an example, so for a person who doesn't understand it.
Sure. Earlier we used to have these tall structures which we cannot miss if we are using mobile phones as well. The structures are changing because of the changing needs of the customers as well, and I don't want to get into too much of technology here, but we are rolling out higher spectrum, which means we need lighter towers closer to point of consumption, which is street level as well. So the way we used to make towers and the kind of towers are changing, and you would see a lot of ground-based masts all around, rather than the lattice towers which were used earlier. There is one thing which is coming in, is the aesthetics now, and we certainly want our skyline to be much better than what it used to be. Hence, more camouflaged, more aesthetic, lighter towers are coming into the picture. But that's not all when it comes to use of technology as well. The way they are being maintained, the way they are fired up as well is also changing. And I must say that we are reaching at the helm of that cutting edge era as well. Now, let me also say that earlier, this task force was being managed through voice calls. Now we have enabled all our workforce as a Indus innovation with smartphones, with tablets, only to make sure that there is good amount of utilization of their time as well. And also we are monitoring their whereabouts for their own safety. And if there is an incident, the reaction time from us is less than 30 minutes. So reaching there is important. Being there with them is important. Monitoring them is important as well.
So your network operation centers, NOCs, you of course monitor those, but even the people who are servicing the towers are being monitored and supported in a real-time situation.
Absolutely. But this is where we are. Where we are going is even more exciting. Our endeavor is to make sure that we remove all the moving parts from the towers as well, which means less maintenance, less darkroom concept or more darkroom concept in which there is no intervention. However, there is one aspect which is little bit less touched is the integrity of the structure, integrity of the tower structure as well. And this is where we are actually putting a lot of our future efforts. Just to tell you, we have also started to use drones for our checking the structural integrity as well. And I think that is one area which can bring a lot of things which are not visible to us at this moment, which are only visible.
What will a drone do exactly in monitoring or managing a telecom tower?
Oh, this is very, I would say, innovative thing, because within 30 minutes, a drone can take a picture of the tower. The backend software can look at the images, give you exact locations of the equipment installed and integrity of all the nuts, bolts, galvanization, rusting and so on and so forth, which is a very, very tedious task done manually. And this can actually revolutionize the way we actually do business.
So you have started doing this?
It's in the trial phase, and we would certainly scope it up as well. This technology is here to stay, especially in this industry where the third dimension is a dimension which is much higher than what an ordinary person can reach, and that's where drones come in.
And therefore you can also go deeper into the country and provide services there.
Absolutely.